going from 0 to 60 with Cinderella. So let's get cracking! Hello all my explorers and welcome back to Loren's Adventures out there. And if you're new, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. My name is Loren and I'm with Castlescape and Clones, where we discuss everything in the Disney universe. We do unboxings and hauls, pins, box swaps, Disney news, Disney reviews, and more. So if that sounds fun to you, we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit that bell for notifications, and do like this post. It really helps your favorite content creators know that you appreciate them, and we in turn appreciate that. So we're continuing our series from 0 to 60, where we look at the films of Walt Disney Animation Studios in chronological order, and we are headed into the Silver Age with Cinderella. Now, Cinderella was based on a fairy tale by Charles Perrault, and tells the story of a young woman who was abused by her stepmother and stepsisters and finds her life changed after meeting a fairy godmother. And I just love that simplicity of storytelling. It's just wonderful. It's just nice to be reminded of what a classic film is like. I love to brush off films like this every so often, just to be reminded of why these films are classics. It's a shame that in this day and age we're so used to computer animation, and a lot of people complain about old films, and I just find that such a shame, because you're truly missing the beauty of these films and of this 2D animation that just cannot be replicated, to me, in computer animation. Also, a lot of people lambast Cinderella because she's a damsel in distress, but really, if you take a closer look, there's a lot more depth in it. Yes, her life does change when she meets a prince, and spoiler, but if you didn't know the ending of Cinderella, I don't know who you are. But she actually is a woman who takes all of this abuse from these three women and instead just is kind. And that kindness is what brings around change for her. And when her stepmother breaks her other slipper at the end of the film, Cinderella finds her own solution to the problem. And I just think that makes her a strong woman character. The greatest thing about Cinderella, to me, is just the wonderful Mary Blair work. Mary Blair is one of my favorite artists, and it's just... that's a wonderful thing about 2D animation, is that you are able to take her work and with a change of color or a silhouette or a shadow against like a flat background, it's just such a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I'm going to pop up some Mary Blair work up here or up here. One of these places. Maybe both of these places. Anyway, getting back to that. It's just wonderful to see it. Mary Blair's art is it's very flat looking, but it has such dimension. And they are able to convey it in some of these Disney films. And Cinderella is one of the ones that you can really see this magic happening. And I would love for a 3D film to convey that much depth, honestly. The animation and performances are just amazing in this film, and I'll bring up a couple of instances. One of them is when Lady Tremaine is listing off her chores for Cinderella. Just the performance by Eleanor Audley, who also is Maleficent in Sleeping Beauty. Um, just the coldness in her voice is just so amazing. And then the way that they have it is that you can see her at first in shadow, and then you can see the light come upon her. And every time that she would deliver a chore, her eyes would pop. And it just makes her so terrifying and scary. And to me, shows why she's one of the greatest Disney villains. And she deserves more respect. Another instance is when Cinderella goes and starts crying in the courtyard. And she goes to a bench and she starts crying. And all of a sudden, all this ethereal light comes down toward her and forms the fairy godmother. And it's just so beautiful. Like, you couldn't do that in 3D animation, where all of a sudden, where Cinderella's head is resting, all of a sudden manifests an entirely 3D person. It's just such an incredible sight. There are scenes like this all over the place, and I could go on and on with them over and over again, but I won't. Also, the music is simply amazing in this movie. You have A Dream Is What Your Heart Makes, which I think is one of Disney's greatest films. So This Is Love, which is one of Disney's greatest romantic songs. It's just such a and Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, which is one of its most fun songs. It's amazing that this film received no Academy Awards, because it definitely deserved it. But it is still one of the classics that we have today. It deserves respect. Cinderella deserves respect as a princess. And I just love this movie. Everybody should go out and watch this film again. All right, well, that is it from 0 to 60 today. I hope that you enjoyed yourself. If you did, we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit that bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. Visit us on all of our socials down below. Visit our website at www.castlescapesandclones.com. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you later. Bye.